After a dinner that's as strange as always, Kyoji returns to his room. He skips guitar practice today, instead opting to listen to the new CD he bought. Talking to Aoi on the way back home made him completely forget all the frustration he felt from arguing with Akane. Aoi only ended up looking around the shop without buying anything, but she talked a lot about old death metal bands. Well, Kyoji likes metal too, wasn't as interested in death metal, but now that he listened to it after hearing Aoi explain that vocals can function as an instrument too, he has the feeling that it's actually pretty good. Really know your stuff, huh, Namiki?
全部受け売り。お兄ちゃんが好きだったから。
It's all secondhand knowledge. My big brother used to like it. Wow, hey, can you recommend me some bands?
聞くの？
You're gonna listen to them? I mean, if I buy the CDs, I'll probably give them a listen. Listening to you talk got me interested.
じゃあ、これ。
Try this then. Aoi hands him an album he would probably have never picked up otherwise. You're actually more of a chatterbox than you let on, aren't you? I wish you'd talk more like this. Kyuji tells Aoi this as they part ways in front of the store. He feels this way because she only talks this much when it comes to music, but it seems his words come out as a surprise to Aoi.
そんなこと思うの、ジンノ君だけだよ。
You're the only one who thinks so, Jinno-kun. Huh. Really?
また明日。
See you tomorrow. Now he turns away from him, but she doesn't look offended. His phone is ringing. When he checks its screen, he sees that he has a message from Namiki Aoi. Oh, yeah, we exchanged numbers the other day. You have a ringtone that plays a song every time you get a message? God, that would be so annoying. Like, I only have just like ting, just like a single note. I mostly just get like a vibration, that's it. While they were helping Yamiko investigate, he and Aoi swapped info. What would get Aoi to message him though? Unlike Akane, she doesn't strike him as the type to do that. How's the CD? Did you listen to the CD we bought today? Yeah, that sounds like Namiki. Kyoji laughs. Some people are quiet in person but extremely verbose when they message people online. However, Aoi is as taciturn in her messages as she is in real life. He types out his response. I listened to it. It's my first time seriously listening to death metal, but it was pretty good. If you got any other albums to recommend, let me know. After he says this, the reply comes almost immediately. Alright. There's an odd dissonance between the speed of her reply and how curt her message is. Seriously, what a weird girl. Kyuji stares at his phone screen, a smile passes on his face. Feeling someone shake his shoulders, Kyoji reluctantly awakes from a deep slumber. He was up late last night, lost in thought and unable to sleep. Annoyed, he pulls his blanket over his head, but it gets torn away from him in a moment.
Kyo-chan? Kyo-chan? もう朝よ。
Kyo-chan? Kyo-chan? It's morning! Oh, pipe down, Mom. I don't care if I'm late. Just let me sleep a little longer. She falls silent, giving up surprisingly easily. Without thought, he pulls the blanket over himself again. But its blissful slumber once again overtakes him. The sudden sound of laughter jolts him awake. Yamiko-san! Oh no, he mistook who he was speaking to. The realization makes Kyoji's face turn red. He's not sure what's so funny, but Yamiko is clutching her stomach while rolling on the floor, laughing so hard that tears are falling down her face.
おふくろですって。
You call me Mom.
いやびっくり。いつの間にそんな生意気な呼び方するようになったの？前はママなんて言ってたのに。
Oh, was I surprised? When did you start calling her that, you cheeky boy? Oh, I remember when you used to call her Mommy. Oh, drat, that's why she's laughing. Oh, zip it. How many times do I have to tell you to stop digging up old stories? Whoa, crap, look at the time. And Koichi finally glanced at the clock sitting by his bed, realizes just how late he is. Crap, I'm super late. Why didn't you wake me up sooner? Yamiko is too busy rolling around and laughing to respond. In any case, complaining won't get him anywhere. Besides, it's foolish of him to expect Yamiko, who's far lazier than he is, to wake him up for school. Kyoji hops up out of bed, resolving to set a second alarm starting tomorrow. You only have one alarm? You are a risk taker. As he hurriedly eats some bread, Yamiko approaches him with her hands behind her back. Seeing her like that naturally puts him on guard. Nothing good ever comes out of Yamiko being this smug. He thinks back to one such example. Yamiko was at school back then, told him she found a patch of mutsutake mushrooms and invited him to come pick them with her to make some money. Went with her, hoping to buy a monster figure he was really desperate to get. That little adventure of theirs ended with Kyoji falling off a cliff. What the fuck? Overall, Yamiko got mad after they got lost. While she was complaining, she stamped her feet, causing him to slide and tumble from the shock of it. The fuck? Looking back at the event now, Kyoji can admit it was actually his fault. But he does remember how steady the ground was beneath his feet. But that aside, because of the rush he's in, Kyoji is already in a bad mood. What is it, Yamiko-san? I'm in a huge hurry right now.
そんなこと言っちゃっていいの?
Should you be talking to me like that? What?
ああ、目つき悪い。まあ、昔からきょうちゃんは目つき悪いけど。
Oh, you're so grumpy. Well, I guess you're always kind of grumpy. Just tell me what it is. I really am in a hurry. Yamiko produces some kind of long, narrow envelope from behind the back.
ヤミコお姉様、お願いですからそれを僕にくださいって言ってごらんなさい。
Go ahead and say, Yamiko-san, please give it to me. I beg of you. Huh? Kyoji looks up suspiciously at Yamiko, his half-eaten bread still in hand. He already thought she was a weird person, but today she finally seems to have lost her marbles. Yamiko, not one to be discouraged, takes out the content of the envelope with a grin.
あら、悪い子ね。もしかして忘れちゃったの?
Oh, you bad boy. Did you forget already? Yamiko produces a pair of tickets from the envelope. Ah, is that for the Cirrus God 69?
ね、ケルベルスガード69だったかな。最近売れてきてるメタル系のバンドらしいわよ。
1900. Okay, so it's for an hour. In 2006. Japan tour with special guests. I wonder who the special guest is. Kyoji reaches for the tickets, but Yamiko hides them behind her back.
あら？忘れちゃったの?
What? Did you forget already? Forget what? Tries to remember, but draws a complete blank.
ヤミコお姉様、お願いですからそれを僕にください。
I would rather just
リピー
not
ト
have
ア
the
フター
tickets
に。
than say this. Yamiko-san, please bestow upon me these tickets. Go on, repeat after me. The Japanese is all Yamiko-san.
うるさい。で、言うの？言わないの？なんならもう一度言ってあげましょうか。
Uresai. Shut up. So you're gonna say, are you? Or should I say again for you?
優しい優しいヤミコお姉様、どうかお願いですから、けなげでいたいけな僕にそれを。
Kind, sweet, benevolent Yamiko-san, please bequeath upon me these tickets with your generous grace. Is it just me, or did you make the line even longer? Kyoji shoves the remaining of the bread into his mouth and picks up his bag. Brushes past Yamiko and snatches the tickets from her hand. Oh my fucking god, you piece of shit. Thanks, Yamiko-san, I'm off to school. Makes his escape before Yamiko can catch him.
覚えてなさいよ、もう。
I'll get you for this, you little... Ignoring Yamiko's angry shouts behind him, Kyoji bolts out of the house. He already knows he's going to be late, so maybe he should forego breakfast, but Kyoji isn't the type to skip meals. There aren't any kids in his school uniform on the way to school at this time. He's completely late. If only he still had his bicycle. If only you didn't trash it because you had to fight. That reminds him it's still behind the school, though someone might have taken it away by now. You still have left it there? Buddy, take your trash away. Without far out in the countryside this town is, there are hardly any buses running. He has to run desperately the whole way there. By the time he makes it, the bell marking the end of homeroom class has already begun. When he enters the classroom, the Sandman has already left for the faculty office. He walks into the class a bit relieved.
Yo, Kyoji, osoyo.
Hey, Kyoji, late this morning, huh? Kyoji's so out of breath he can hardly manage to say anything, only able to raise his hand in reply. As Kyoji puts his bag on his desk, Shinta comes up to him.
転校早々遅刻かってスイマーが嫌味言ってたぜ。和ヤは起こしてくれなかった？
The Sandman bitched about you being late on the first week of school, you know. Well, didn't Kazuaki come to wake you up? Kyoji grumpily whacked Shinta on the head.
言ってなんだよ。図星刺されたからって殴るなよ。
Ow, don't hit me because I'm right. Zip it, you know, you really... And Kyoji glances in Akane's direction when talking to Shinta. He finds that she's looking in his direction too. When their gaze meets his, Akane's expression turns awkward and she immediately looks the other way. Shinta keenly notices this, his eyes moving between Kyoji and Akane as a concerned expression overtakes his features.
なあ、お前ら喧嘩でもしたの？
Hey, did you two have a fight or something? Not really. As much as it bothers Kyoji, he lacks the courage to initiate a conversation with Akane right now. First and then second period passes by, but Kyoji still feels awkward around Akane. During the third period's break, Kyoji is walking with Shinta to the art room when he spots Akane ahead of them. Normally, she'd be there together with Aoi or one of the other girls, but this time Sadashi must by her side. Are they going to date in this route?
ってな、あいつが言うわけ。
Oh, is he gonna be like a girl's girl? Like a girl's boy? How do you say it? It's always like a girl's girl. That'd be kind of funny if he becomes that in this round. Or at least that's what he said.
何それバカみたい。っていう
What?
かさ、貞島くんもなんとか言ってやりなよ。
What? That's stupid. Wait till you tell him off. He's not sure what they're talking about. Though Akane's acting indignant, he can tell she's not actually angry.
なんかあの二人って前より仲良くなってないか？
Is it just me, or are those two getting along better? Maybe. Honestly, fuck yeah.
教授はそれでいいわけ？
Why should he, though? Why should he? And you don't mind? Shinta looks at him with a meaningful stare. Shinta, stop trying to pair him with Akane. I fucking hate her. Shinta, why do you keep asking me that?
いや、そこはほら。
I mean, you know, Shinta, I know Akane is into Kyoji. And I know Kyoji is kinda like, you know... He seemed like he would be into Akane, but I'm not. So I prefer if you didn't try to pair me with her. Thank you. But just as Shinta's about to say something, someone else passes by them. Aoi. Hey, Namiki, thanks for yesterday. Aoi turns around and shakes her head. Pick another one for me next time. Sure. Seeing this with a small smile, she heads for the art room. Shinta regards Kyoji with a smirk. What's with that gross face?
いやー、平気そうだと思ったらそういうことか。
I was wondering why you're so cool with this. So that's why. Shinta! For fuck's sake, please, just let Kyoji off for a minute. Like, he doesn't need to be off there, like, chasing girls, okay? He should be doing the opposite. Genuinely. What are you trying to say, you dork?
痛い痛い痛いって。
The amount of abuse Shinta is getting. The poor guy. That hurts. He grabs Shinta's head and rubs his knuckles against his friend's scalp, making Shinta cry out and process. You're gonna make him fucking bald. It's gonna be an egg because of you. Lunch break. Before he goes to the school store, Kyoji comes by the back of the school building. He's curious to check what happened to his bicycle. It should still be sitting there after what happened to it back then. The sky feels much taller than it was back in summer. You can hear the screeching of black kites. Come to think of it, he doesn't remember seeing a single black kite in the 3 years he lived in this big city. Black kite. Oh, like the birds? I mean, we don't have them in our country. Is it the birds? Looking up at the cirrocumulus clouds, Kyoji really appreciates that he came back home. He shades his eyes with his hands, gazing up at the blue sky. Oh, there it is. After looking down into the shade of the shrubbery, he finds his bicycle laying there in the exact same state it was in from back then. The person in charge of cleaning up the school grounds probably thought it would be much more bother to dispose of it, so he just decided to leave it. Now that he takes a closer look at it, the only real damage seems to be that a few of the spokes are broken. If he replaces the wheels, the bike would probably be perfectly serviceable again. Nice. But as he approaches it, intending to carry it to the bicycle rack, he realizes there's a group of people between the bike and the shrubbery. Again. They're probably Sadashima's cronies, using this place as a hangout spot. Well, you're gonna hear them speaking.
だからさ、お前がおとなしく教えりゃいいんだよ。
Like I said, you just gotta be good and tell us.
さあさあ、実際さ、和ヤとあの転校生ってどうなんだよ。
Did they
お前
get
なら少しく
Shinta?
らい知ってるだろ
That's right. What's really going on between Kazuya and the new kid? You'd probably know, right? On the sound of it, they're probably talking to one of the two people, either Shinta or Aoi.
なあ、このままだとさ、貞島さんの勝ちにかけてた俺らは大損なわけ。わかる？
Listen, we bet on Sadashima winning, and at this rate we're gonna lose, see? They bet on Sadashima winning? Oh, so Sadashima is still just trying to get, her pussy, right? So they were placing bets on whether Sadashima could get Aoi to fall for him? Yojimon bring himself to butt into the exchange.
だからさ、おめえがちょっと和ヤに対しての攻略法みたいなのを伝授してくれたらさ。
So why don't you give us some kind of tip on how to get Kazuyagi to fall for him?
なあ、なんかないわけ？和ヤの好きなタイプとか、好きな食べ物とか、これをプレゼントしたら落とせるとかさ。
Don't you have something for us? Like what type of guy Kazuyagi is into? And what she likes to eat? Something you could give her as a present that might make her fall for him.
逆にさ、どうやったら転校生を引きずり落とせるかでもいいぜ。あいつとも幼馴染なんだろ？
Oh. Oh, still, Shinta was also childhood friends. But it might be probably Aoi. Or maybe something else, like some idea about how to get the jump on the new kid. You're childhood friends with him too, right? Okay, Aoi. Yoji isn't sure who they're speaking to, but they haven't said a word yet.
和ヤのことは悪いようにはしねえからさ。和ヤだって貞島さんのことまんざらでもねえんだろ？
It's not like you'll be doing it wrong by this, you know. Kazuyagi's into Sadashima, isn't she?
そんなこと知らない。
I wouldn't know anything about that. It's Aoi. Her voice is much colder than usual.
なんで私が茜ちゃんの気持ちなんて考えなきゃいけないの？
Why should I have to think about what Akane feels or thinks? Kyuji's eyes widen. Aoi's words almost sound like she's lashing out. She spoke in an icy monotone. What kind of expression was on her face when she said those words? Sadashima's cronies ball to their feet.
生意気抜かすなよ、お前。お前みたいなやつがこんなこと以外の何の役に立つと思ってんだよ。
Don't you talk to me. This is the only thing an emo page like you is good for. And you know, I'm like... Did he fucking punch her? Here's the sound of something crashing again through the bushes. You can't sit back and watch any longer. What the hell are you shitheads doing?
転校生。
Oh, it's the new kid. Both Aoi, who had been knocked down into the bushes, and Sadashima's cronies all stare at Kyoji in surprise.
別に何も。
We ain't doing nothing.
ああ、別に。そろそろ行こうぜ。昼休み終わっちまう。
Yeah, we ain't doing squat. Come on, let's bounce. Lunch break's almost over. The two thugs lazily walk away with smug smiles on their faces. Kyoji signs and reaches a hand out to Aoi. You alright, Namiki? Aoi doesn't take Kyoji's hand. Instead, she simply looks at
聞い
for
て
him.
た？
Did you hear that? Yeah, sorry, I heard them talking about me, so I couldn't step in.
いつから？
For how long? Huh?
いつから聞いてたの？
How long were you listening? Aoi doesn't even bother brushing the leaves off of herself. She simply stares at him, frightened. How long? Since the part where they asked you if I'm going out with Akane, I guess.
そう。
Right. Aoi hangs her head. When she finally gets up, she starts to leave in a hurry. Hey, wait up. I mean, she didn't say anything bad, though.
何？
Well, they were happily texting each other just yesterday, but now it seems like she's avoiding him. She didn't say anything wrong, though. She genuinely just said everything right. What's wrong? He got her to stop before she left, at least, but he still has no idea what to say. He's worried about how she's acting, but he doesn't have the first clue as to what he should do about it.
そろそろ戻らないと。
We need to get back to class.
私、行くね。
I'll get going. Hey, Namiki, hold up! Kyoji reflexively grabs Aoi by the hand.
ジンノくん。
Jinna-kun. Aoi looks up at him confused. You see, I got some tickets. I mean, way to cut the tension, I guess, but like, the croonies might still be around. Not really a good time for this, guys. Kyoji, not the time. Oh, he blinks confused. I would just stare at him like, huh? Well, remember my relative, Yamiko? Well, she got some tickets for the concert from a job. And the ticket she gave me are from a band called Sebra's God 69. Wanna come with me? He's pretty much making it up as he goes, but what he's saying... He's pretty much making it up as he goes, but what he ends up saying satisfies him. Usually could ask her about his doubt that's swelling inside of him, but she would probably refuse to answer him even if he's pressed her about it. This is Aoi after all. If he were to insist, she'd only run away and hold his silence. This is something he can talk about with her. Plus, he has 2 tickets anyway, and now he's the best person he knows to invite to a metal concert. He says at Kyoji, seemingly dumbfounded. The fuck? Well, I mean, if you like. Namiki? Hello, Namiki? Yeah? I finally looks up as if she just came out of a trance.
一緒に行ってもいいのかな？
Do you really want me to come with you? What are you saying? I wouldn't invite you if I didn't. Oh, she's blushing now. Yeah, she's blushing. Oh my fucking god. Aoi's face goes very red as she hangs her head again. The color in her face makes her look much more livelier than usual. Her downcast eyes aren't dim like they usually are. In fact, they're positively glowing. Wow, she's cute. Wait, what am I thinking? Kyoji clears his throat. So like Sebra's God 69?
アルバムを聞いたことはないけど、名前は。あと、この間深夜番組にも出てたから、ちょっとだけ。
I've never listened to their album, but I've heard of them. They did play their music in the late night show the other day, though.
シンフォニックデスメタルで最近名前が出てるって。ボーカルの子がね、ハーフで可愛かった。
They've been making waves in the symphonic death metal scene. Plus their vocalist is a pretty healthy. Wow.
女の子のデスメタルって珍しいから聞きたいなって思ってたの。
I thought a girl in a death metal band is unusual, so I figured I should give them a listen. Yeah, then let's go listen to them together. Sure. Aoi falls silent for a moment before nodding. The afternoon classes are the last thing on his mind. Whenever the teachers say go in one ear and out the other. Aoi, the girl he used to change diaries with when they were little. Thinking of her that way makes him feel oddly bashful. How did he feel about Aoi back then? Can't help but blame his past self for forgetting about her so completely. Ah. Kyoji catches Aoi's sneaking glance at him, then eyes me. Normally Aoi would look away, but today her expression softens a little. This makes Kyoji smile back at her. Even the Sandman's sedative lectures don't bother him as much right now. Are you not gonna talk about what happened with Akane or anything? Are you not gonna address the fact that they are literally targeting Aoi to get with Akane? Like, are you literally not going to like address the fact that yes, it is like confirmed that they are making a game out of Sadashima getting on with Akane? Are you not gonna address that? I mean, it is not Aoi's concern. Like, yes, Aoi is technically Akane's friend. Like, she is technically your friend. She is technically the closest person to Akane. But it's also kind of not on her to dictate Akane's life, but at the same time, even if you don't like a person, you should tell them like, hey girlie, by the way, this guy, he's doing this. Like, even if you don't like a person, you should tell them about shit like this. You know, like, I don't care how much you hate a person, you tell them about shit like this, okay? Just what did he write in that thing? I mean, you should probably read it together. I always said that she has the diary, so you should just meet up and read the diary. He can't get the exchange diaries out of his mind. That night, Kyoji stares at the tickets with a smirk on his face. He's honestly really looking forward to the concert, to going out with Aoi. Never thought he'd be so excited to go somewhere. He can hardly believe himself. When he first reunited with her a few days ago, he thought she was just a gloomy girl. Now he sees her as his fellow metal fan. She's someone with whom he can share his hobby. Now he gets the feeling she's becoming more than just that. Kyoji flips his phone open, still smirking. He has her email address, so he might as well try texting her himself. I'm looking forward to the concert. There, send. Judging from how things went last time, she'll probably respond immediately. Heh, knew it. The notification sound indicates he's received the message, please. Concert. Me too. Damn. What a lively conversation. Kyoji bursts out laughing while looking at the phone screen. Yet again, both her speed and the curtness of her replies felt very typical of her. It's Saturday. Recalling the concert he promised to go with Aoi tomorrow, Kyoji rummages through his room's closet. Seems he hasn't finished unpacking everything, because he finds 3 boxes in the closet. He's been searching for his missing clothes. Upon searching his closet for them, he found these boxes. Kyoji isn't a particularly neat person. Because the person he lives with is even more hopeless than he is, he has the feeling he has no choice but to be responsible. He finds his missing clothes in the second box, which he stuffs into his closet and his bed drawers. But when he opens the third box, Kyoji freezes up. The box has the word miscellaneous plastered on it. It wasn't packed by him, but by his mother. He takes the photo album out from inside it. Wait, there was something like this inside? Wait, there was something like this in there? He mumbles as he flips through the album. He finds a picture from some athletic festival from his primary school, then another picture from a culture festival. Everything has been so hectic since he moved back here. He feels that he's fallen out of touch with most of his old classmates. Come to think of it, he didn't tell any of his classmates that he moved away. Piece of shit. Apparently Shinzo was really depressed by that. I mean, imagine just fucking leaving, especially poor fucking Akane. I mean, given what happened right before that. Yeah, imagine being Akane. Kyoji shakes his head, banishing those negative thoughts. But as he flips the pages, he finds another picture from before he moved out 3 years ago. Akane, her hair is much shorter and her skin is tanned. Overall, she looks very boyish. Honestly, if she were to have pearl on shorts and a baseball cap, people would have mistaken her for a boy. So those thoughts conjure up bitter memories. Yet he can't stop turning through the album's pages until then the picture catches his eyes. Wait, is that? It's a photo album of a school outing. There's Akane, Shinta, and some of his other friends. Standing next to Akane is Aoi. Wow. She's dressed in an adorable dress with a neat, quiet smile on her face. Expression is much brighter than it is these days. She's cute. Kyoji really was a kid back then. He didn't much care for girls. Instead of focusing on things like what to play that day, secret base he and his friends build on the mountains, or monsters from TV shows. As you can see, staring at the picture, he thinks to himself that maybe that's why he forgot about Aoi. She's wearing a fancy dress, like a wealthy girl with a classy upbringing. Her smile is mature and sheepish. Kyoji probably didn't care much about her at the time. I wish she smelled like that more though.
教授が転校してからさ、あいつの家って不幸が多かったんだよ。いろいろ。親兄弟が死んだりしてさ、それまで住んでた家も引き払ったとかなんとか。まあ、俺もあんまりよく知らないんだけどね。
I wonder what happened though.
私ね、前はあかねちゃん家の隣に住んでたの。今はみそのさんの家になってるけど。
Just what happened to her in the years since Kyoji moved out? What did she go through? What changed her into the Aoi he knows now?
なーに？しげしげと写真なんか眺めちゃって。
What are you doing? Why are you staying so hard at that picture? Whoa. The sudden voice makes Kyoji jump. Hey, don't barge into my room.
だってドア開いてたんだもん。
But the door was open, jeez. Don't you jeez
そ
me.
れより、この間あげたチケットのライブって明日じゃなかっ
Oh, forget that. The concert I got you those tickets for, isn't it tomorrow? At this point, Yamiko sidles up to Kyoji.
た？誰を誘ったの？もちろん女の子よね。
So, who did you invite? A girl, right? Oh, leave me alone. My event is none of your business. Ah. She pinched him hard on the cheek.
チケットをもらってきてあげたのは誰だったかな？
Me, time to remind you who got you those tickets.
そういえば、やみこお姉様、お願いですからそれを僕にくださいって、まだちゃんと言ってなかったわよね。
Which reminds me, you didn't say the line yet. Please, Amiko-san, bequeath upon me these tickets with your merciful gaze. Grace. Sorry, no idea what you're talking about. With that, Kyoji closed the album.
もしかしてさっき見てた写真に写っていた子の誰かなのかな？デートのお相手は。
I think Yamiko still thinks it's Akane as well. Is one of the girls in that album the one you're taking out on a day? Day. Kyoji's heart skips a beat at that word.
動揺してる？図星なんだ。
Ah, you froze up. I was right. No, you weren't. This isn't a day. We just both like metal a lot.
でも女の子なんでしょ？
But it is a girl, right? No, I mean, well...
ならデートじゃない。メタル仲間だろうと
Oh my
何だろ
god,
う
you
とデ
can
ー
still
トよ
just
そ
go out
れ
like
って。
friends. Jesus Christ. Then it is a date. It doesn't matter if you're both into metal or not. It's still a date. How the hell does that work? I mean, you also hang out with friends who are guys, right? Does that count as dating too? Yeah. Himiko suddenly cracks a tired smile, her eyes seemingly looking at something very distant.
いっそそれもこれもデートって言っちゃいたいわね。
I wish I could call those sorts of things dates. Wait, does she just go and fuck people? Yamiko! Oh my god! Are you out there just like fucking man? Yamiko! Huh?
最近デートしてないの？
I haven't gone out on a date in a while, huh? Mm-hmm. I get the feeling he just touched upon something that's better left undisturbed. Yeah, Yamiko, I think you need to touch grass a bit. A day, huh? Can't deny that he does think of it that way, but hearing someone else say it makes it much more embarrassing. But how does he feel about Aoi, really? God, there's fucking hair everywhere. I shed hair like a dog. His meeting with Aoi is right before evening. A bit before 6 in the evening, Kyoji heads to the meeting spot, a CD shop with light steps. He considers inviting her to hang out at noon as well, but before he could ask, Aoi said she has matters to attend to at home during the day. They agreed upon meeting. They ended up agreeing to meet up during the evening. The concert opens its doors at 6:30 and starts at 7. The flickering neon sign of nighttime bars are coming into view. As he approaches their meeting spot, Kyoji's eyes widen in surprise. Oh, Namiki, you're here already. Noticing Kyoji, Aoi wordlessly nods. Oh, are you done helping out at home? Yeah. Sorry I kept you waiting. Aoi shakes her head.
待ち合わせの時間まだだし、私が早く来すぎちゃっただけ。楽しみだったから。
You're not late. I just came here early because I was looking forward to it. God, her fit is horrendous. Girl, what the fuck are you wearing? Most characters in this game really are dressed horrendously, I'll be honest. Like, they really aren't dressed good. Even for, like, 2006 standards. Let's be real. Like, in 2006, the dress standards were very different. That's all I can say. Like, in 2006, I was 7 years old. Fucking hell, I was 7 years old. I was a fucking child. I remember seeing people wear like 4 shirts and a skirt with like pants and 3 belts and thinking like, holy shit, they are the coolest people on earth. And now that I look at it, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, how the fuck were they even moving in those things? Aoi says this seemingly as expressionless as ever, but her cheeks are a bit flushed and there's a twinkle in her eyes. Aw, she's so excited. Today, Aoi certainly looks like a bashful girl Kyoji saw in that picture. I'm really looking forward to it too. Aoi dresses in a different outfit than usual today. She looks cute, does she? Can't help but feel self-conscious. It's probably because Yamiko kept insisting that this is a date. Yeah, just tell that to yourself, buddy. They find the music club in the corner of the business district. Its name is Northern Hell. The narrow, claustrophobic corridor leading down to the basement floor is covered in small posters and flyers. I actually love those types of corridors. Like, every time I see a corridor that just, like, really narrow and just looks like from a horror movie, oh, I want to go down them. Oh, the temptation to just go down them and see what's there. Oh, I love them. They were plastered all over each other in layers. Most of them ads for amateur band concerts, but every now and then there were flyers recruiting new band members. Oh, they're looking for guitarists.
応募してみたら？
Want to sign up? I mean, I'm a little better. Yeah, you kind of need to practice a little more for that. That's a half lie. He needs to get much better before anyone would even consider taking Minim. At his level, he'd be better off looking for members himself. They give their tickets to a staff member at the entrance to the corridor, who tears off their ticket stubs and hands them drink coupons instead. Aoi places the ticket stubs into a bag like it's a souvenir of a precious memory and acts that Kyoji can't help but notice. He just stuffs it into his pocket, but after seeing what she did, he hurriedly takes it out and carefully tucks it into his wallet. It will make for a good memento.
結構人来てるんだね。
There's a lot of people here, huh? Yeah. Although this is supposed to be an amateur band, word is that they're on the verge of making their big debut. It wouldn't be strange for their die-hard fans to come to a concert venue all the way in this backwater town just to see them. Indeed, because you can see people dressed up in costume like the band's members, like the vocalist and guitarist on the front row. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, actually, that's the strange thing, like, I would be really happy if somebody dressed up as, like, Demian, the character that I draw, like, you know, the blue head, like, the guy who has, like, sometimes bunny ears and stuff, like, that would be really cute to me. Like, I would love to see, like, cosplayers and people, like, drawing fan art of him. That'd be really cute. Like, I would love that. Like, if I met somebody cosplaying as him, I would love that. But if I met somebody, like, trying to dress up and look like me as a person, I would just be like, yeah, there's, like, a line with this, like, I guess I wouldn't mind if they dress up as, like, a fictional character, but if it's, like, trying to dress up as a real human, that's when it gets a bit weird. It depends on, like, how far it goes. Like, if it's, like, you know, styling their hair similar, like, if it's, like, a visual K band, like, styling their hair a bit similar, but not really trying to look like the member, just, like, styling their hair a bit similar to be like, oh, we're matching. But, like, not in a delusional way, but more of, like, oh, like, I just really like how you did your hair, so I did it kind of similar, but not the same. That would be okay in my eyes. Or maybe if it was like, oh, a dress that they made. Like, yeah, like, because I'm in the Visual K fandom, I see a lot of people, like, making the costumes that Visual K members have. It's always, like, if you just make the costume, and you're just, like, yourself, but you just have the costume, it's like, yeah, like, I get why you appreciate the art behind the costume, and, like, we would try and figure out, like, how to make the costume and, like, wear it. Like, yeah, I get that. When you try to look like the human being, that's where it gets a bit weird for me. I'm like, why are you trying to impersonate a person that already exists? I guess it depends on, like, how crazy they are going. They look like they're used to this place. Some of them seem to be teaching the choreography for some of the songs to the other patrons. Oh, that's kind of cute. Like, I really like when that's a thing in, like, band culture. I got the impression that they've been fans of this band for a long time. That's really cute.
すごいね。
Wow. Right? Yoshi had known this band has a cult following, but he didn't expect this. After a little while longer, the sound crew starts working more vigorously. They walk busily around the mic stand, signaling that life is about to begin. Sam makes Kyoji tense up with excitement. And then the lights of the concert venue slightly go out. Soft cheering begins to rise from the audience. Kyoji can tell, even in this darkness, that the band members are heading for the set positions. With that, the concert begins. I mean, she does look like Kika. Could it be Kika though? Maybe it's like Kika's relative. The speaker rolls with music. Beside him, Aoi's body starts to sway in time with the rhythm. When he sneaks a sidelong glance at her, he sees a version of her he's never seen at school before. Her eyes are alight. Seeing her enjoy herself so much makes him happy. He asks her out. Huh. I mean, in this CG, the clothes look a bit better than when they are in the sprite. But Kyoji, what the fuck are you wearing? That is like peak 2006. Like those shirts. I remember wanting a shirt like that, like with the ribcage. Oh, come on. I remember wanting a shirt like that. I never got to have a shirt like that though. They didn't sell them in the shops here. Whoa. Aoi's hand wrapped around his arm. It seems she did so unconsciously because she looks completely absorbed in the concert, her eyes glued to the stage. Kyoji feels a smile play over his lips. He really is glad he brought her here. With the excitement of the concert still lingering, Kyoji and Aoi both sit in Black Sheep for a drink. My ears are still ringing. Wow, that was it? Okay. Huh, same. What the fuck do you have? Is that bamboo shoot? That is thick. They exchange a glance and a smile. They spent 2 hours and an additional 20 minutes of encore in the midst of a roaring music. The ears are still ringing. When the concert's supposed to only be an hour. But they feel great. A live concert is completely different. Listening to them just made my heart beat so hard. Happy to hear her say pretty much the same thing he was about to say, Kyoji leans forward. It's amazing, it was almost the same as the albums too. I know a lot of bands tweak the music for the albums and sound completely different live. Their performances and songs are great. The vocalist has so much energy. Yeah, I can totally see them making a big mainstream. Well, their genre's pretty unique though. I guess. I like it though. Me too. I love it. They're still smiling at each other. Even the slightest thing feels like so much fun right now. Aoi's smiling, her expression unrestrained and carefree. That's enough to make him happy. But that guitar shredding was great. How do they play it like that? You have an acoustic guitar, right? Yeah. Aoi pensively cocks her head. Maybe if you get an electric guitar instead, it'd be easier for you to play. I mean, that was kind of his plan. You think? Yeah, because electric guitars are softer, with less tension on the strings. I mean, electric everything is always going to be a lot easier to kind of play in general. I mean, with most stuff, I think. Even with, like, what I found, like, piano and keyboards. Like, the keyboard is always going to be a lot easier to, like, tune, to get a lot more sounds out of it. And to just, like, carry around than a whole fucking grand piano, right? Kyoji leans forward. What, Namiki, you play guitar? Aoi shakes her head. The smile she had earlier becomes sad now. No, my big brother used to play before he passed away. Wait, what? Wait, what? You're wearing his clothes as well? Really? Aoi nods wistfully. She must have adored her older brother. I really loved my brother, so I started listening to death metal too. I probably never would have gotten into it if it wasn't for him. I guess I should thank your big brother then. Huh? I mean, if he didn't teach you to like death metal, I'd have a grand total of 0 friends I could talk with about music. I mean, if I asked Shinta what kind of songs he likes, he'd tell me with a straight face he's into short period ballads. How the hell am I supposed to answer that? I fuck with Shinta even more now, what the fuck? I love Shinta, holy shit. Shinta is a great character, honestly. I mean, he's a bit dense and I wish he would just shut the fuck up sometimes. But like, honestly, best character. Yeah. Show a period ballads? What the fuck? What a great guy. I really laughs out loud for the first time. The sight makes Kyoji crack a smile too. By the way, Namiki, why didn't you buy a t-shirt back then? The music club was selling t-shirts with the band's logo on it. Kyoji always buys souvenirs like those when he gets to live events. It was expensive. I mean, yeah, they are fucking expensive always. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. The cheapest of the shirts was 3,000 yen. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit cheaper than expected. Like, a lot of the concerts I hear about, like, I personally don't go to concert because I don't even have the money to go to a concert. Let alone to buy the shirts at the concert. Most, like, shirts I see at the concerts are, like, 30, 40 euros, and I'm like, but it's the shirts, I mostly don't like how the shirts look, I'll be honest. Like, they're very basic and bland. Or it's just like the tour, like the dates and the logo. And I'm like, I don't want to go outside in that shirt. I already have enough, like, shirts to wear to sleep in. So I don't see the reason to buy it. I mostly like the hoodies though. Like, they look a lot more detailed, but like that shit is so expensive. Remembers that when he and Aoi were at the CD store together, she only browsed without buying anything. Even all the albums she's been talking to him about have been old ones. Are you hinting at that, oh, Aoi is actually poor? Okay, people are poor. I'm fucking poor as well. Those were probably all her deceased older brothers, and if her father passed away too, it makes sense she wouldn't have too much pocket money. Probably no pocket money. Vigi thinks to himself. The ticket stub itself is a fine memento, but maybe he could get her something else to remember today by. After all, it's her first time watching a concert live. Ah. His eyes settle on a crane game inside the cafe. Inside there's a strange teddy bear. It has skull marks drawn on its palm and feet, and a heavy-looking collar around its neck. Oh, that's probably cute. It looks like it's called a metal bear. It sits inside the machine, along with other assortment knickknacks. What's wrong? Give me a second, Namiki. Jinno-kun? I mean, you could first ask her if she even wants it, though. He rises from his seat and walks over to the crane game. Did you ask her if she wants it, though? He's not one to brag about it, but he's pretty good at these sorts of games. What's wrong? When Aoi comes over to him, he points at the bear. I'll get that one for you. How about asking her if she wants it, though? Like, I know that people are like, oh, I mean, if it's like a memento and stuff, like, you should be happy for everything, but sometimes it really is just junk, isn't it? Like, I'm very picky when it comes to like mementos and stuff. I like to collect stuff, but I don't like to hoard stuff, if that makes sense. I mostly don't like to keep like, you know, wrappers, like tickets and stuff, because to me it's like, it's kind of junk. At the end of the day, like, I would rather take a picture that doesn't, you know, like, collect dust on the floor somewhere. I'd rather take a picture and be like, oh yeah, we went to a concert, yeah, and remember the memory from that. And it won't, like, physically be around me, collecting dust and just being in my space as it just holds, like, just... It's not holding my room, and I don't have a hard time, like, because the more shit I collect, the more it will be harder to move. And I already have so much shit of my own. So if I kept collecting these things, it would be so much harder to move. As a souvenir for today, it's 300 yen a try. With his remaining pocket money, he can afford to try a few times. His first attempt ends a failure, with the crane passing over the bear and only skimming a tear. Second time he misses the bear again, but instead picks up a small hand mirror sitting in front of it. Especially into Aoi's hands, I think he doesn't need something like this.
純奈くん、もういいよ。鏡もらったし。
The fuck is she going to do with a mirror, though? Genuinely, like, the fuck? Like, yeah, that's what it means with what I mean with the junk. It's like, the fuck do I do with this, though? Like, yeah, you're like, oh, I don't need this, so you give it to her. The fuck is she going to do with it as well, though? Like, she's also gonna be like, and what am I gonna do with it, though? But, like, I know this game is gonna be like, oh, she's going to hold on to everything because she's poor. So she's going to be happy for everything you give her. It's like, no, even poor people can choose. Pawn it off, girl. Honestly, I just give it to charity shops. Like, whenever I get something that I just didn't want, I just give it to charity shops. Because, like, a lot of the times I just buy stuff from charity shops, or, like, there are charity shops that if you give them something, they give you something for free. So, I, a lot of the times, just do, like, exchanges. Like, if I just get something that I just don't want, or if I bought something that I'm like, okay, like, I had this for a while, it's not really my style anymore, or like, actually, these clothes just don't fit anymore, or I actually don't like how I look in them anymore. I just give it to them, and I'm like, oh, and can I take this though? And they just give it to me, and it's super nice. It's really great. Don't worry, I've almost got it. Some part of him refuses to back down now. Goes for another 900 yen. At this point, he only has enough money left for one last try. Oh, looks at him worried. What does he do? Does he stop now? If he does, he'll at least have enough to get himself a bun for tomorrow. As long as it's due soon after that. After thinking about it for a moment, Kyoji eventually makes his decision. Okay, I'm going for it. He digs out the last 100 yen coin from his wallet. Namiki, look at it from over there. Aoi moves over to the side of the crane game. I think it'll work if I just catch it by the collar. If that doesn't work, I'll give up. Alright. Kyoji carefully and cautiously moves the crane along the horizontal axis first. The crane's arm moves slowly. Kyoji watches with a smack as it moves over the bear where he stops it. I'm going for the collar, so I want it to be a bit behind it, not exactly above. Alright, got it. Aoi's voice sounds a bit nervous. Here goes. The crane slowly moves down. Stop. Aoi calls out with an unusually loud voice. On her cue, Kyoji lets go of the game's button. The crane soundly descends. Its arms open. It moves past the bear's neck, instead closing around its waist before snapping shut. Aoi explains in disappointment. Don't worry, we just need to catch the collar. Come on. As Kyoji planned, the arm catches on the edge of the collar. The large plush bear is awkwardly reeled upward, like a fish being pulled out of the water. Okay, here it comes. It's wobbling so much it seems that the slightest movement of the crane arm might make it fall. Plush moves up with an almost tantalizing slowness. Keep going? You are over-dramatizing this shit. Yeah, keep going. Let's go. Those words leave their mouths without them really meaning to say them. Cheering for a crane's arm won't actually achieve anything, of course, but such words come all too naturally for them. The plush continues its journey, wobbling all the while. It's almost above the shoe, meant to receive the dropped prize from the crane. But just before the bear reaches the hole, the plush drops from the arm. Kyoji and Aoi look at each other. The plush falls, but catches against the edge of the chute's entrance, tumbling down into it. We did it! Hell yeah, we did it! How unexpected! The bear plush bounces down the prize chute with a series of almost comical sounds. Oh, that is really fucking cute though. When Kyoji reaches down and takes it from the machine, its fluffy texture against his head is immensely satisfying. It's yours! Thank you. But just as he passes it to her, each of their hands on the bed almost touching, the sound of clapping suddenly reaches his ears. It snaps him out of the moment. Looking around, he sees the other customers are all smiling and applauding around them. All of them turn red at once.
すごいすごい上手じゃないの
Wow, that was great, you're good at this. No, I'm not really. Complimented by cheerful voices, Kichi bashfully bows his head before looking to one side, exchanging glances with Aoi. Huh? Both of them look at the voice's owner in
ヘ
shock.
ルベルスガードのエリーさん
You're Eddie-san from Severus Card? No way. When he looks more closely, you can see the rest of the band's members sitting at the same table as her.
あら私のこと知ってるの
Oh, you know me. Eri looks at them, her eyes wide with surprise. Of course we know you. We just saw your concert tonight. Huh?
あら嬉しいなねえねえせっかくだからちょっとこっちにいらっしゃいよ
That is some crazy shit. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, why don't you come over and sit with us for a sec? Eri beckons for them to come over.
信じられない
I can't believe it. You're sure not fucking hallucinating. Also, why didn't they give Eddie a Sprite? Ollie mumbles to herself, Kyuchi feels the same way. And you're not even gonna ride the experience. Ah! You're not even gonna write the experience. It's like, yeah, trust me, bro. Crazy shit happened. First I won a crane game, and then the lead singer of a band we just went to a concert to clapped and said we are amazing, and then we also met the other band members and they said to join their table and we spent the night with them. You would not believe. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here because what the fuck. And they clapped.